So I'm Eve Houldsworth. I'm a youth worker based at my place at Westfield Folk Young People's Centre in Mansfield, which is ultimately funded by Nottinghamshire County Council. So we have been in various communication throughout the years really with Mansfield Town Community Team. But at the moment we have a coach that comes in every Wednesday and works with our young people aged between 13 and 19, that's what it's aimed at. And then we work with the young people who we have two different youth clubs that work out of my place Young People Centre. So there's one that's for young people that have got various learning needs called Link Club, and there's a mainstream open access youth club called Level 1. So we have two different separate youth clubs that work out of my place Young People Centre. It allows the young people that come to our sessions to have a dedicated coach to them, to support them in learning new football skills, to play football games where they ordinarily wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. If they are young people that can't always afford to go and play in teams in the community, so they wouldn't be able to pay that £1 or however much it costs to go and play in a community team, whereas the coaches that come in and work with them within the session really helps them to join in with that because they can access it for free. There is a difference between the two different youth clubs that run out of my place Young People's Centre, and it is fair to say that it is almost a them and us kind of situation where we have the downstairs youth club and then you have upstairs youth club, whereas the football outside has allowed both groups of young people to come together to be able to play sport together. And initially, the progress from when we started to where we are now is massive really, whereas initially it was the young people from mainstream youth club would quite often play football around the young people from downstairs who've got disabilities, whereas now, having worked with the coach and learned some new skills, the young people from the Link Club are able to and do participate as a collective with young people from upstairs, and young people upstairs are now accepting of those young people within the full football sessions that we do outside.
So by the sounds of it, there's been a good benefit from the coach coming down.
Absolutely.
And taking over the session, that kind of thing. Can you just explain a bit more of the actual benefits from it?
So young people get to play football for free. They get to play with young people that they wouldn't play with usually because they come from across Mansfield and they come from different areas of life, different walks of life. They have learned new skills, both football skills and personal and social skills, so they participate in a positive way rather than being obstructive and not necessarily participating with each other and against each other. It's not a one for their own, it's a team game that they play now. So the Stags Community Team were the first outside agency that we worked with following COVID. I think it helps because the football space we've got is outside. It also allowed us to, instead of having separate spaces outside, we were able to come together as one, which, like we've said, has incorporated both youth clubs in together. It's meant that we've been able to actually play sport in a structured way so that people feel like they are part of something again when they've not been for so long in a place where they can come to socialise as a group of people, to then have a little bit of something that means something has been really positive.
There's been a change in behaviour for an individual. Do you have any certain case where an impact of Remy coming in to deliver these sessions? Has there been any behavioural changes?
On specific people, well, I think it's more of a generalised approach, if I'm honest, because I don't think that Remy has had an effect on one person but on a group of people. There are people who used to come to the youth club, they'd play a little bit of sport outside and then they go back inside and they create. Whereas now, actually young people come to the youth club to play football, learn skills and have a conversation with Remy and don't create in the way they did. They behave positively, they engage with other young people in a positive way and they enjoy coming and they get to spend time doing things that they want to do. There's a young person who comes to our Link Club who initially was only interested in rugby but is now interested in playing football, specifically football, outside of the youth club because of the skills that he's learned through Remy's support and coaching while he's been at the youth club. I don't think he'd have done that without Remy. There are young people who come to the youth club just to play football and spend the entire time playing football outside. There are young people who just come on a Wednesday just to play football and thoroughly enjoy it. And if that's what they choose to do, that's absolutely up to them.